Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back and happy almost New Year to all of the Geminis out there. If you are a Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, or North Node, this is your tarot reading for the upcoming month of January of 2025. And in case any of you are interested, I will be using my brand new Grateful Dead tarot deck. It's apparently the official deck of the band. So the symbolism, the connotations of the band, the colors, everything about it is just so resonant with me, and I hope you guys will like it as well. So, with all of that said, let's see what Gemini has in store for the new year. Okay, Gemini. So, the first card to fling out of the deck and land upright, well, reversed, but land facing upwards, was the Hierophant reverse, which is one of my favorite reverse messages in the tarot. And then shortly after, we had the Eyes, which is the world in this deck, which I construed as a prominent energy moving into this new year. And then the other cards that came out kind of threw a wrench in that, which is a really interesting dynamic. So we had the Storyteller, which is the Fool in this deck, reverse, the Two of Pentacles upright, and where the Storyteller, the Fool, came out is like right next to the World, too, which is an interesting. The cycle is ending, but it's not quite ready for the new cycle to begin yet, which we'll get to in a second. And then the three cards that came out together were the Seven of Swords, the King of Cups reverse, and Justice reverse, which is fire in this deck. And then at the bottom of the deck, we had the Eight of Pentacles reverse. So lots of reverse energy, first of all, which can mean quite a few things. It's either you're letting your unconscious guide you in an unresourceful way, which I think might be the case with the seven, the king, and the fire. Or it can mean, there's delays, there's something that you're not coming to terms with in the present, which is causing delays for whatever is to come. But with that said, I want to start basically how all of the cards fell out. So with the Hierophant reverse and the world, the Hierophant reverse, like I said, is one of my favorite energies in the tarot because it's anarchy. It's going against the grain. It's whatever is tradition, you're like denying it. You're like, I don't want to follow that tradition any longer. It doesn't resonate with me. It never really made sense to me. Why are we just doing this because it's tradition? Tradition is stupid kind of thing. Where if there's not a point to the tradition, if it has nothing to do with your culture or your heritage or anything or yourself in general, you're like, why do I have to keep this up? Like, who are we doing this for kind of thing? It's really about going against the established norms. Hello, Nelly Belly. She's tapping into her Hierophant energy now because she knows I'm doing a reading. But regardless, the Hierophant reversed with the world upright is you going against the status quo, even if it's your own status quo, even if it's just going against your own like autopilot ways, you throwing a wrench into your routine, you throwing a wrench into what you're doing is actually helping you to end a cycle. It's helping you not even end, it's helping you complete a cycle that you may have been in for a very long time. And as Geminis, you guys aren't naturally rule followers, which is interesting. So maybe going against the status quo for you would be to actually start following the rules, or, it'll resonate differently for each person. But whatever you are used to doing that has kept you on this path, on this journey, in this cycle, it's time to put an end to that. And you'll find once you start doing the opposite of what you've been doing, whatever you've been in for a long time, it is going to come to an end in a way that's bringing you the abundance and the manifestations that you have been seeking. It's helping you open your eyes and maybe even actually travel and see the world in that way. So the moral of this right here is going into January, especially at the start of the new year, whatever you've been doing, change it. Do the opposite of what you've been doing. Do the opposite of tradition. Do the opposite of what you think would be best for you. Or I shouldn't say that. Do the opposite of just what you're used to, essentially. And then with she was stepping on her with the Storyteller, the Fool reversed, and the Two of Pentacles upright, this tells me that although a cycle is completing, it's not quite the time for a new cycle to begin. And somebody may come to you with an offer, like something that can help you establish yourself foundationally. And I love that there's a balance in terms of the cosmos and the symbolism of this card. Somebody will come to you with an offer that will seem like it's the new beginning after the cycle is completed, but there's some sort of deception in that. There's some sort of deception in that offer. And while you think you're like, oh, and I think this is going to be fast paced too with the way that it comes in. Like you'll start to finally do things differently than what you're used to, which is causing the end to the cycle. And you're feeling the abundance and you're feeling everything coming to fruition. So then within a day or a week or whatever, somebody's going to be like, oh, hey. And I'm getting the vision of like, you know the dude in Candyland who's in like the dark place and he has like that tilted hat and he's like I used to play the Candyland like computer game and there's like he has this specific like shadiness to him. And that's almost going to be the energy that this person comes in with and it's going to be and I love that I mentioned earlier about how your unconscious might be taken over. It's going to be like your mind is going to say logically, this guy seems a little fishy, or your mind is logically going to say, wow, this is a great opportunity, where your unconscious is saying, this guy seems fishy. It might work differently for each person because Geminis, you are duality in itself. So some of you will be leaning more to one side than the other. But whatever this opportunity is, you'll feel an inner battle about it. You'll feel an inner battle about it, and it's because there is a deception in there. There is a deception with this opportunity, and this is so similar to, I think, Aries reading. This is really similar to part of Aries reading, I should say. So if you have Aries placements, I would say go check that video out as well if you're watching this. Um, and what's interesting is there's not like a definitive you should take this or you shouldn't take this. But I feel that no matter what you choose, whether you trust yourself and say this opportunity is shady, I'm not going to go for it, or you trust yourself in the way that says, you know what, this is a good opportunity, I'm going to go after it. It will bring hardships no matter which side you're on, which is really interesting. It's really interesting. And no matter which way you choose, whether to go after it or not, there's some sort of imbalance. Like I need clarity on this. Hold on. I said, give me clarity. The card said no, because the sun came out and the Page of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So, okay, I guess this makes sense. I guess this makes sense. So you choose it again. You can't really choose right or wrong here because you're going to get the same lesson in the end, no matter what. If you choose to go or if you choose to not. No matter what, there is going to be a sense of deception in this, and it's ultimately what you will experience in response to this is some sort of balancing of the cosmic karmic scales. Even though for you it's going to seem like you're like, what the heck? Why is this happening now? This doesn't really seem fair to me. What did I do to deserve this kind of thing? It's going to be a very much like, oh, victim mentality, especially with the King of Wands reversed here. You're going to fall into that victim mentality where you're like, I don't deserve any of this, blah, 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 blah. But if you look a little deeper, which I'm not saying you have to, this is some sort of comeuppance from something you have done or something you allowed to be done to you. And this is just the scales kind of balancing back out. So in a way, it's karma, but ultimately, it's not going to be anything earth shattering. It's going to be more of just like a little lesson you have to learn. It is a message of learning how to trust your intuition and learning how to receive the messages through your body so that you can be more of the authentic, childlike, innocent, innocent being moving forward. Because I think it was your own conniving nature that brought upon this karma in the past. And again, it's nothing that's going to be like, it's not going to ruin your life. It's not even going to be a blip in the story of your life. It's just something that's going to be inconvenient for the time being. And you might be like, damn, I knew I should have taken that opportunity. You're like, damn, I knew I should have not taken this opportunity. Again, whichever side of the vote. No matter what, you're getting the same lesson whether you go one way or the other. And that's why there's that deception. You think this is the new beginning you've been waiting for, not even waiting for, because it's like the cycle is ending and then this new opportunity comes right away. You think it's this new beginning after the cycle has ended, and you're like, yes, I'm going, I'm steadying on, but it's like, no. First, the scales have to balance itself out, and then once those scales balance, and once you are brought back to the resourceful, the childlike, innocent curiosity, rather than just like devil's advocate curiosity that you may have been moving in previously, that's when the true new beginning is to occur. That's when the scales will balance. This will flip and we'll be like, okay, here's the actual opportunity that is supposed to jumpstart you. But again, I don't want this to be like a ooh, watch it out, because it's really just like a you got me. All right, let's move on kind of thing. But there are valuable lessons. There are valuable lessons you'll learn there. You'll be able to reflect in a really resourceful way. That word keeps coming back up. This is a resourceful thing happening to you. So it's not something that I think you should feel like you have to run from or feel worried about or whatever. It's balance. It's balance. And honestly, Geminis, you guys thrive in chaos sometimes. And this isn't even chaos. This is not going to feel like chaos. It's going to feel like a mildly annoying inconvenience. I feel like, where either way, you'll be learning more about yourself, about the world, about how you move through the world, and again, just balancing the karma back out. So it's like a flushing. It's like a flushing of any negative, because nothing's inherently negative, I believe, but any of the negative karma that you may have garnered, it's clearing it out. It's letting you have those comeuppance, those lessons, so you can move forward anew on this new journey without any baggage. It's like spring cleaning in that way, or New Year's cleaning. Okay, another two of wands at the bottom of the deck. Let's see, we had a couple cards come out. Queen of Swords, beautiful. The Page of Pentacles, interesting dynamic with the two of them. And the Nine of Pentacles reverse. A big theme of this reading is finding the joy or the beauty in patience, in the work that you're able to put in. Because right now you might be very focused on instant gratification, which is what got you in this situation to begin with, of like chasing after this new opportunity or not going after this new opportunity because XYZ. You're lacking this sense of like the honor that comes with hard work. You want to sit on my lap? Here. You're lacking the honor that comes with the hard work, that comes with the opportunity to actually prove yourself. And I think after this whole situation occurs, you're going to be able to sit and reflect and find that clarity within your mind, to then open yourself up to the beauty of patience and the beauty of actually waiting for the harvest rather than picking the fruit before it's even ripe. And this is we had the 8 and the 9 of Pentacles reverse come out at different times. So Nelly is laying on top of the spread right now. Can we put this down? On top of the spread. Oh man, maybe she's trying to teach me that lesson too, because there is beauty in just the waiting and in the patience and in the distraction too. And again, that word resourceful wants to come back up. And I think that's what this Two of Wands upright represents at the bottom of the deck. It's finding the joy in the observation, finding the joy in not taking action so quickly, because that's what the Two of Wands represents. It's being able to look out at the sea of potential and contemplate the choices you have in front of you before actually taking the step, but really reflecting and seeing like, okay, I have these different choices, I have these two paths, which one would lead me to my ultimate satisfaction, my ultimate fulfillment, my ultimate growth. Usually she doesn't stick around this long, Gemini, so there she's got a message for you too. Yes. But it's learning the beauty and the art of contemplation. It's learning that there is joy in actually sitting and thinking and reflecting on what would be best to you for you moving forward. and having the patience to allow that message to come through when it is ready and not trying to rush it, which is the Nine of Pentacles, or yeah, the Nine of Pentacles reverse. It's rushing. The Eight of Pentacles, it's not putting in the work you know you should be putting in. That Eight of Pentacles reverse. But that's what January, I think, is going to bring you, Gemini. It's that ability to slow down. That ability to slow down, to contemplate, to be with yourself without trying to run into the next distraction or challenge or opportunity or whatever. Because as mercurial beings, you are fast paced. You are bored easily. You want to move on to the next thing very, very quickly. But there is wisdom that wants to come to you. But it's almost like, it's like that phrase, like wisdom chases you, but you're faster. It's like that, but rather than it being wisdom, it's like your opportunities that are meant for you are chasing you, but you're faster. Like the true opportunities that you will be able to grow and thrive in are like trying to reach you. Literally trying to reach you, but because you're always chasing after the next thing, the next opportunity, whatever it may be, fill in the blank, you are not allowing the space for it to come to you. So that is what January is going to bring. It's going to bring the opportunity for you to see the beauty in the pause, for you to see and feel and know the wisdom of allowing the message to come to you rather than you constantly feeling like you have to seek it out for yourself. And I'll just show the symbolism again. He's literally just looking at the stars, looking in the sky, contemplating the two options that the world is bringing him. And we started with the world. Remember that. Learn the art of patience. The Queen of Swords, although Swords is a fast paced suit, the Queen is patient because she knows that she needs to make the space in her mind in order to have the thing, have the revelations, have the insights come to her. The Page of Pentacles, pages are all messengers. Pentacles is all about patience. It's a message of learning how to sit and be with your open mind. Sit and stare at the stars. Allow the space in your mind to actually decide what would be best for you. And that's the thing. Your mind isn't even deciding. Your mind is creating the space to allow the message to come through. So tap into meditation. And again, Geminis usually are one of the signs that have trouble with the what would you call that? Like traditional meditation where you're just sitting there and sitting in silence and doing nothing. Because again, hyper focused, hyper fixated, whatever. Um, But meditation doesn't just have to be that traditional sense. You can dance and just turn on music and let your body move because as your body's moving, it's clearing out everything that has been stagnated. And as you clear that out, you make space for the wisdom to come through because the wisdom doesn't just come through the mind. But with Geminis, because your mind is always going, you need to make the space for the mind to quiet so the body can get the messages. And sometimes it does come through the mind, so you do need to make space for the wisdom to come through the mind. Or if you just put on headphones and go on a walk. Like there are so many different ways, and Geminis I find do the best with movement meditation. So even if it's like kickboxing, working out, whatever resonates with you through that, tap into that. It's still meditation. If you're like meditation is just making space. It's finding, it's allowing yourself to, like if you think about a film reel, it's allowing yourself not to be where the pictures are, not to be in this film reel or this one, but right in the middle, right in that tiny, tiny blank space in the middle where it's just vast nothingness. Find that space, and however you need to move or do to get there is valid. It's about however you need to find that space and tap into that space. That is what's going to, I don't know why this wants to be said, be the moneymaker. Shake your money maker like somebody's about to pay you. Move your hips. Yep, move your hips, Gemini, because there's stuff stored in your hips that needs to be released. Yeah, and I think that's about complete. Do I want to split the deck? Do I not want to split the deck? I don't think so. Well, Gemini, I liked that reading. That was good. But of course, this was a general reading, so it's possible not everything resonated. If that is the case, you can check out my website in the description below, and there you can book with me directly for tarot readings, astrology, human design, and numerology is coming in the new year, so keep a look for that if you're interested. Also, if you did like this reading, leave me a like, leave me a comment, and let me know how it resonated. And we do this every single month for all of the signs. So if you're interested in getting your forecast for the month ahead, according to the tarot cards, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you guys here in the future. But again, Gemini, January, go against the status quo, even if it's just your own status quo, because that's going to help you put an end to some sort of cycle and welcome in those abundances, welcome in the manifestations. Be open to allowing the cosmic scales to balance themselves out, because whatever you go through in January is fated, it's destined, it's not going to be crazy, but it's just clearing out any baggage you have so that you can come back into that childlike innocence, that curiosity for the world around you that is resourceful and not the devil's advocate. You're going to learn how to sit and contemplate and really love the act, the art of allowing. Meditate however you can, move your body, and make space within yourself to allow those wisdoms to come through, because that's how you're going to move forward to opportunity. That's how opportunities are going to find you, and how you're going to find opportunities that are actually truly aligned, and will kickstart that upright new beginning with the upright fool. You're an upright fool. Just kidding. You guys are brilliant. And I love you. Thanks for stopping by. And I'll see you next time.